Right guys, so in the last video on the little Hyundai you seen us do the coolant leak. We got that all sorted, bled the coolant system, got it up and running, gave it a wee road test and everything was fine. One of the last jobs to do on that little Hyundai is to fix these bumpers. So these are covered in lacquer peel, we've got various different cracks everywhere. I think I showed you in the first video. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little cheap, I think it's about £20–30 for the tool, and everybody should have one. They're well worth having if you're doing any of this sort of work, and we're going to repair these bumpers. Now, I know there's going to be a load of you there that will say, just go to the scrappies and grab a couple of bumpers and bolt them on, it'll be quicker and easier, and you're absolutely right. If we can get them in the same colour, that would be the perfect procedure. But that won't get us any YouTube content and it won't get us any videos for you guys to watch. So we're going to repair them. We like to reuse and recycle car parts as much as anybody. So we're going to recycle these ones and get these ones perfect and back on the car again. So first thing we need to do is get them clean, because at the moment they're absolutely filthy. You can't do any paintwork at all with dirt on them. So let's get them out, get them pressure washed and get them a real good scrubbing. Right guys, all this crap here, this is all the stuff that we need to get off. Because as soon as you try and paint, as soon as you get high pressure air on this is going to blow up, it'll spin round, and you'll just end up with loads of dirt in your paint, and that's not a fun time. You can obviously get out a couple of wee bits with flattening and polishing, but the least you can get in the better. So we're going to give these a right good scrub, pressure wash. I've got my bucket full of wheel soap there, and I'm just going to use the wheel cleaner brush to get right into every corner and get these all scrubbed up and get them nice and clean before we start repairing them. So the first thing we're going to do, now that we've got everything all cleaned, is areas like this that are cracked and out of place. We're going to use a heat gun, a plain screwdriver, and we're just going to manipulate it back into position and make sure that everything lines up and we get any really high spots pressed back down, because we don't really want to sand away too much material. We'd rather push that back down level. As you can see, this big crack here, that's huge, so that's gone back into place, no problem at all. That'll be an easy one. This one here is a wee bit tight though, so bit of heat, and then we'll be able to untuck it for itself and put it back together. Ow! Gets a wee bit hot as well. There we go. Right guys, this is a tool that everybody needs. Everybody should have one of these tucked away somewhere. It's a wee plastic welding gun, and you can get these online. I'm pretty sure I've even seen these on Temu and stuff as well. This isn't a sponsored ad, by the way. I don't even know where I got it. My wife got me this for Christmas. Don't know where it came from, but it came with a gun and just masses of staples, all different sizes, thicknesses, diameters, lengths, shapes, all sorts. We've got quite a lot of cracking, so we're going to use these, I think. My only bugbear with these is they all end up tangled within each other, and sometimes it's a bit of a pain to untangle them all, but they're really good. We'll start with the big repair, and all you do is you get your little welding staple, welding tab, slot the 2 prongs into your gun so it sits like that, and then get your crack in place. Start for the edge so that you can get it secure up the top first. Sit it on the plastic, pull the trigger, and it instantly gets hot, melts it into the plastic, and I just give them a wee tiny twist as well, just so they tuck under. And there we go, that's the first bit in. Let's grab another one. So we've got 4 in so far. I don't think they need to be super close together because they're really good. As long as they're holding the split together, because we're also going to put a bit of fiberglass filler over the back of this to also strengthen it up a bit. But yeah, now you've got the just of it, I'm going to batter in and fire loads of staples all over this bumper, so we'll see you in a minute. As you can see in the time lapse, all I done was trim the wee tails of the little staples off. This is all very secure now. We've managed to get all of them stapled up, and then I went over with a grinder and I've just roughed it up, scored a few bits for my next step, because what I like to do after this, even though that's really secure, I like to mix up a little bit of fiberglass filler. You can get this for any body shop. No, well, any part supplier, even Halfords have got it. You'll be able to go in and get this, and it just adds an extra bit of strength to the back of it. And I'll also do this on the front where we're filling the gap, which I'll show you shortly. But yeah, just quickly and roughly mix some of this up. It doesn't need to be pretty, but it will prevent any further cracking to your repairs. Just lob it on. Like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. It's no the Mona Lisa. It's a wee Hyundai i10 bumper. All it needs to be is strong and secure. Pick up that wee tab there that's broken as well. There we go, got it.
Yeah.
Not that it needs any more strength. These wee Hyundai bumpers are some of the strongest I've ever worked with. See, trying to get these grills and everything out, they're super tight. The clips are always really difficult to get off. And last one, mixed up just enough. Now we can let that set and do the exact same procedure on the back bumper. Now that the fiberglass is all set up in the back, this repair is super strong. So all we need to do now is take care of the front, and for that I like to put a seam of fiberglass in here as well, because if you try and put just straight body filler in here, it does tend to crack if you flex it or bump it slightly or anything like that. So I just take a grinder and I basically run it down the crack just to form a valley, and then what I'll do is I'll fill that with fiberglass before I rub it down, and then that just gives you that extra bit of durability before you put any body filler on it. So nice and easy, just a nice wee groove down the crack, follow the shape of the crack, simple. So once it's attacked with the grinder and you've got your grooves cut, again it's just a case of lobbing in some fiberglass filler. You don't need to be perfectly neat because we're going to use some aggressive sandpaper soon and flatten all this back, but you want to just make sure you've got something structural in there that's not going to crack, so that you then get the smallest, thinnest amount of body filler you can on there. Because it's a body filler that will crack, this stuff won't, so this will be perfect when we're done. Probably put a wee bit too much on that one. Right, let's do the same on the back bumper. Let's try and do it before this goes. See if we can swap this round before that goes off.
Yep.
Right guys, it's the next day and the repairs on our Hyundai bumpers have all dried up nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the coarsest sandpaper I've got. Normally I would use an 80, but all I've got here at the moment is a 120. So we're going to block down all of this fiberglass that we put on and make it all smooth and see what we're left with. Normally we'll end up with a tiny wee skimmy body filler over the top of this, but I've bulked this up quite a lot, so we'll need to see what happens when it comes out. I think we'll still need a wee bit of body filler, but no too much. So let's get these sanded down, enjoy the music. This is going to be more sanding, so I'm going to throw it in time lapse because it's quite long. So yeah, enjoy the music. Guys, now that we've got the rest of that blocked in with the sander, all we've got now is some pinholes and some wee rough bits here and there, so we're just going to use some standard body filler over the top just to finish this off and make it nice and neat. And as you can see, it is literally just a small skim just to neaten it. We don't need much at all. So we'll get this on both bumpers. This takes a bit of practice just to get it right. Sometimes I find putting loads on and sanding a bit extra helps. It's hard because the bumper goes in so many different directions. I need to make sure I don't use all of this because I've still got the front bumper as well. I'm actually going to use a finger for that wee bit there. Right guys, all we need to do now is wait for that to harden up, and then we'll get a quick scuff over with the 120 again. But then what we'll do is we'll put the intermediate pad on the sander and then get a once over with the 240 just to blend everything in, and then hopefully at that point we'll be ready for the filler primer. All the sanding's done. I didn't bother showing you that last bit because who wants to watch a whole video of sanding? So basically we applied the body filler like you've seen in the last few clips. I then roughly went over it with a 120, then I went down to a 240 to blend it in, and then I've actually put a 400 with the intermediate pad just to go over it once more, and it's all properly smooth now and ready to go. So all we need to do now is apply some primer, and for that I'm going to use Pro XL High Build Primer. It's one of the best on the market. I know James at Chops Garage likes it. So we're going to use this, a couple of coats of that, and then I like to leave it, it says it's ready to sand in 15 minutes, but I like to leave it overnight. So let's throw in a couple of coats of this, and then we'll see the repairs all finished. Yeah. Is it? Right guys, there we go. The repairs are done. They're all finished with filler primer. They're looking alright. They're no, like I said, they're not perfect. These bumpers were never ever going to be perfect. But they're back together, they're whole, and once they're painted you'll never know. So all we need to do now is wait for this to dry, and then we can wet sand it. Then we can get the rest of the bumpers rubbed in, get rid of the loose lacquer, and then start hitting them with a base coat with my new gun. Hopefully my new gun will be turning up the next day or so. So if you guys want to see the end result and see these all finished and painted, you'll have to join me on the next video. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you turn your notification bell on so you don't miss out on any content, and we'll see you in the next one.